What's going on? What's going on? Brutus here, bringing you another cleanup video. It's been a while since we did this, so let's get that content going. Up again, I'm over here at Pro Scouters or Professional Scouters, part of the 10v10 that I believe Envy was putting on. And let's take a look at the current war. We matched up against the OK10. So for cleanup, we're going to focus on the bottom here, the Town Hall 9 content. Might as well tell you guys, so we're made up of one hive, North remembers, and Ludistag. They're on a wandering video. Really good guys there. They're a freaking riot. And we're up against the OK10, which, believe it or not, this is Shabubla. What I know him as Shabubla. Someone said this is like the legit him, the streamer. So anyway, back to the content at hand. Let's talk about cleanups. Down here, this was a really nice plan. Okay, so we're gonna do an AQ walk, dragon attack. Queen walk's gonna get 3 air defenses, and the 4th one, if you see how shallow they are, which is trying to take away anti-Lalo nowadays, right? Trying to take away Lalo strategies, or at least not make them the best first thought whenever you're scouting a base. Keep in mind we have a few minions here to clean up the trash ring, right, on the bottom. And then that starts with, there was a hut, I believe, at the top, so the queen grabbed that on the way in. Baby Dragon also helps take away some time on high hit point storage, and also basically creates a funnel for the dragons themselves, which are going to come from the queen side and go from like the 3 o'clock position down to the 6. 4 rages, at least 2 for the queen walk. Here's 1. Gets the queen, bow, and then, I'm sorry, queen, gets the Larrys, and then bow, and then scouts over to the left. Scouts over. Coming on down, gets the next air defense, got a BK, and then if you're wondering what's in the CC, it's bowlers. Seeing how shallow these air defenses are, you can have the BK, especially a level 30 BK, as the second rage goes down. And the hog comes out just to pop out what's in the CC. It works out for the walk rather than a hound, which would have been a time sucker on a dragon attack. Handles the CC just fine. Couple of wizards to help that funnel even more so, to make sure that the dragons don't circle the base around by the town hall. But the BK and then CC bowlers, I'll have to zoom out so you can appreciate all of it. Rage for the baby dragon. I'm sorry, baby dragon. Rage for the dragons. And then here comes that BK, taken for the bowlers. Archer's already down on the far left, taking care of the hut. But the rage is going to go down for the bowlers, as opposed to, and BK, as opposed to these dragons that are starting more and more to get wounded. So the timing as well is something to consider here, that the dragons went down first, started to take a bunch of point defense, and there's the other rage in the bottom here. Started to get a bunch of point defense and dwindled out a little bit before the queen even rounded the corner, and the rage was used on the BK, and it ended up fizzling out to that ever so covenant 99%. It was really a heartbreaker. It was a great plan, gets all the way over, even takes down the high hit point bow, but can't get through the wall. My first attack was also the same thing. It was a good base too. Got a 99%, had to shoot through a wall, and there was a storage on the outside. But anyway, let's look at the one that cleared this up. So looking at those things, the first thing you notice is there's no minions. Rather than bringing 5 minions, there's a second baby dragon brought. Stu archers for the corner, already started on those things. Because once those archers are done, they're going to move up and inward to the trash ring and then stay out of the range still. Just good scouting. Of that archer tower, if you could take a look at how that's done right there. And so they'll stay there for a while, and then that just basically, right there, that saves you a few seconds, that decision right there. Queen walk goes down. We've seen this already. All this is still pretty. Now let's focus at the decision of where the rages are made to save time on this raid, as well as when the BK and bowlers go down, and when the dragons go down. All that good stuff. There goes down to CC. Rage for the queen. Everything going just titties. Dragon's already started. They stay grouped together, just almost accordingly. Slow down here. Before there's a couple more dragons started at the top. Meanwhile, you have the bounce of the bowlers that is getting the air defense and almost got the Tesla as well. But that rage, rather than used on the BK and bowlers, because we're going to have it almost, the goal was almost an open walk here. But for some reason, this queen just cannot resist the wall. Obviously, we wanted her to keep walking all the way around because there's no structures in there for her to get through. But it ended up working out anyway. With the BK not having to eat through a wall here and still have a bowler up. The decision to use the last rage on the dragons to help bring down all that extra time, as well as starting your cleanup, funneling troops on the left and right sooner, was all the extra seconds that you need. And if you look at the difference of time, this one had an extra 23 seconds. So nice job. Good cleanup. Let's take a look at the first attempt on 10 from Tiny Pickle. This is also a base that I was looking at, and right when I was about to be like, all right, so I'm going to formulate this plan, I saw it get attacked by TP, Tiny Pickle. Miss you, buddy. It's always good to war with you. Let's take a look down here. So he's going to do a stoned hobo, right? You might think, like, why do stoned? Not for the clustered defenses tankage power, the time that brings you, more so for the traversing effect. I mean, this base is it's basically there to rob a fresh attack. I mean, that's really what it is. I don't believe there's any troll Teslas. But you don't know where all the Teslas are. They're all outside, and they're all set up in a spot to basically, as you see, like this, there's a giant bomb on the outside here. There's another giant bomb on the outside. Over here by the wizard farm on the outside, you'll see there's a Tesla pop out there. It's made to basically, there's an outside bomb right there. Basically make you to force that heal early, so if you're doing a hog heavy attack, you run out of healing power towards the back end. But you know, Tiny Pickle is very experienced, so he understands that when you're doing a stone hobo like this, he doesn't use any of the spells or healing power on his hogs, which I can't do yet. I'm not that experienced like these guys yet. But he doesn't keep the herd together. He just sprinkles them in as the defenses get distracted. And given that they're spread out enough that you can actually overwhelm a defense with about three hogs per defense, and then you lose one on the entry. But here's what I was talking about, like this Tesla pop out here, and then wizards at the end. There's a bomb. He has no healing for them as well, and then the Tesla on the outside like this. You know, that just makes looting the base, hogging the base difficult. I really like the plan about how we basically did an angled stoned entry from the right, clearing up some defenses, and then entering a little bit more so towards the 9 o'clock area of the base, and then just sprinkled in the hogs around. Stu got the queen ability and 5 hogs, and really he's just fishing out what's the leftovers here. We'll go to ×2. All the traps are set to ground. Both Larry traps are set to ground. And holding those last 2 hogs, you know, he found the spring there and lost 2 hogs. These Larrys pet the hogs down here on the bottom. Once that goes away, he sends just one, because one more swipe on that wizard tower, and it goes down. And now he's trying to bum rush this last part, but this BK, you know, fully healthy, it's gonna smack some things around. So this one also came down just to the wire. Very unfortunate. So backing out of here, great plan. I for one could not do that. I would be way too nervous. So nice job, Tiny Pickle. Let's bounce out of here. And then with this portion of the cleanup, sometimes you see an angle that is not the exact same strategy. So what I notice is that baby dragon in there is the only thing I need to pop out, and I can pop it out just inside. If I go like this, oh, you can't see the ring. It's just inside the ring, so all I need is the air targeting CC troop out, bring it down to the bottom. I want to exploit the fact that he has exposed air defenses. So The Royals will take care of the defense down here, and I'm just going to quad Lalo this base. And the other part is, I'll show you why this works. As this opening went down better than expected, the only thing that I did wrong was I dropped a baby dragon that meant nothing. So if you open up this is where I'm going to start the Lalo from, and if you count these tiles right by this air defense, granted, I expected it to be there or be taken down later, but if you count this tile piece from there to the line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a seventh one before, a full seventh tile before I even get to the ring, as opposed to this air defense. Starting with that wall piece is what I'm going to start with. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm already hitting a line. So I'm a full tile piece closer. This air defense is, and that's legit what you got to do whenever you're looking at these kinds of strategies. So I can base, and if this air defense is double trapped, it's one of them there. I knew the queen wasn't going to aggro it, and I got a Larry spell for that. Knowing where the Teslas are, I decided to make a quick decision to send 2 more loons on the bottom. I was going to let the bottom, the first 2 loons basically die to the bow down here. Larry the queen on the entry, which is done. And then look at the top left, all that high hit point storages. Once the queen is done, there's no splash defense up there protecting her. I can just, those Larrys then turn into the best cleanup troops on the map. A whole lot of them taking down these high hit point storages. And then the heal was to basically ensure I had a wad of loons left over to stay behind the sweepers coming down right in the angle to take out that X-bow. Because the tankage power was going to leave them as soon as the first air defense went down, just the way that the base was laid out. So sometimes when you're doing a cleanup and you might see something that is completely different given the information that's presented to you of a better option. So hopefully those talking points were helpful for you in this cleanup video. Once again, it's Brutus reminding you, you got to be better than